so mama kwa ba ebi me de bagana TV so na minority leader our parliament council at 2 force no ka say Supreme Court na say court at the 100 days 30 days 60 days no be di Honorable James Jackie Quayson le asem area omo every day bia no me ko akọ general court every day bia no minority side of parliament no omo mba be di asem issue of the day dey be on major parliament na to no have di James Echi na sanse mo na to yela kana for say na wo ye honorable ya to aba mo se bra betina parliament na representing Ghana for nkro for mo to aba di mo no wo fi wo di James Echi da parliament e da court yo kana for say mo de mo chin combine na mo say e be to aba so tomo before amount na parliament court am go no court be abotie Ronald hoye at force kasa no yen ko na yen kutie ne yembo.
Minority leader Dr. Kessel Atuforsen said in solidarity with all NDC members standing trial, the whole minority side will be in court on the days they are expected to appear for hearing. Dr. Atuforsen said amidst persecution, cooperation will certainly suffer. For understanding of how this threat, if carried out, will affect the smooth running of government business in the House, we glean the thoughts of a governance analyst, Dr. Eric Odrosai. Good afternoon, Doc. Hello, Doc. Good afternoon, and welcome to News Alive on GBC News and on GTV. We'll try and reach Dr. Odrosai and bring you the details later. Now, for the Attorney General to continue or to discontinue the criminal trial of Mr. Jackie Quayson was one of the issues served on GBC News' current affairs program, Focus.
He doesn't have any responsibility to give reasons.
Yes.
The only thing is that it must be lawful. That's why Article 296 comes in there. You have to be candid, you have to be fair, and all that. So that issue of equality doesn't come.
Why?
Because it is a power vested in him.
Yes.
And he has to exercise it in accordance with Article 296 of the Constitution.
Okay.
He has to even exercise it within the power vested in him under Article 88.
Mm-hmm.
If it is a political consideration, it's up to him. We are not supposed to wear lenses that will see through that. We have to only see that he has exercised his functions under the law.
Yes.
So if someone has ever been, his prosecution has ever been discontinued for a crime that he committed in respect of corruption,
mm-hmm.
and another one was also exercised in respect of stealing of a fowl,
mm-hmm.
and now we are talking about a politician in parliament, I don't see
because
issue of it. It is because the power of knowledge prosequi,
yes,
the exercise of that power, has not indicated conditions under which it should be exercised.
Agreed.
It's just there, like the sun. It's embossed in space.
Mm.
So you don't know what reason is assigned for it. And the law even says that he need not give any reason.
Yes.
So people are just speculating. So for me, they can speculate. But it is within the discretion of the Attorney General to agree or not to, agree.
Mm.
We have two issues here.
Mm-hmm.
We have the political undertones, which I consider to be very unfortunate.
Why?
Very unfortunate because...
And the man in here is a politician.
Yes, it's unfortunate. So sitting here, I know what the law is, and I think that the precedent, if you are sitting as a judge, you look at precedents in the application of a provision that has come before. Certainly, you cannot, if you want to depart, you show reason why you are departing from the law as it is. But the commentary, people have every right to exercise. The statement may amount to maybe putting pressure on the administration of justice, which we should all refrain from doing.
At this point in time, I believe that he still has our mandate to enforce the law.
Yes.
And so if he decides to proceed with the trial, he is not in breach of the law that put him there.
Yes.
If he also decides not to, he's also not in breach. What shouldn't be done is that a decision shouldn't be based on sentiments. A decision shouldn't be based on politics. That is what we should avoid at all costs. In my view, he should backstage consult with his boss and with others and come up with a decision, and we will all follow. Meanwhile, we will still insist that the provisions in the Constitution that we are all kicking against should be looked at urgently. Whether this trial will go on or not, we should still look at expunging that from it, or we should look at amending it. We are losing out as a country if we keep that in there. We have a lot of resources as Ghanaians that we can enjoy from. If we take that out, there are a lot of people that will come in to help us. We urgently need to grow and develop this country. It is to be done in principle, so that what is good for the Jews will be good for the Ghana. So I think we need to examine that objectively and have some consensus and then move on.
Now go to Parliament, where on Tuesday the minority leader Dr. Ꞇourt said, in solidarity with all NDC members standing trial, the whole minority side will be in court on the days they are expected to appear for hearing. And Dr. Ꞇourt said, amidst persecution, cooperation will certainly suffer. For understanding of how this threat, if carried out, will affect the smooth running of government business in the House, we glean the thoughts of governance analyst Dr. Eric Odrosai. Good afternoon, Doc. Thanks for joining me, Doc. If you can hear me, James Chachi-Quayson was sworn in yesterday by the Speaker of Parliament as NP for Asin North. Should government, in the interest of the people of Asin North, discontinue the criminal case against Mr. Quayson? I'm afraid the line has dropped. You're still watching news live on GBC News and on GTV. Remember, streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. In Accra on Tuesday night, the U.S. Embassy hosted a celebration to mark America's 247th independence anniversary from Great Britain, a significant date on the American calendar. The 4th of July marks the day the Declaration of Independence was adopted in the 1776, and the United States officially became its own nation. Accra and Washington, D.C. have nurtured their strong bonds dating back decades with mutual respect for democracy and the rule of law, as well as a firm commitment to protecting life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And the goal for both sides is to keep the cords of friendship stronger. Thelma Takim was there for GBC News.
Small town or a large city, USAnians will always congregate to mark their nation's inception. They honor the courage and sacrifices of those who fought for their freedom and sacrificed everything during the American War of Independence. 4th of July, therefore, commemorates the principles their country was founded on. It's a day of unity, pride, and community spirit. And in typical U.S. fashion, the independence celebration in Accra had a fanfare and barbecue feel. The U.S. Embassy in Accra opened its doors to friends from development partners, the political class, ministers of state, Nananom, media, and more, in honor of its enviable place as the land of the free and home of the brave. The U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, Madame Virginia Palmer, hailed the progressive relationship between the two countries in the quest to build a society free of injustice and corruption.
Together, we draw inspiration from our heroes of the past, the activists, the innovators, the dreamers, who have pushed boundaries, battled discrimination, and changed the course of history. We collectively stand on their shoulders, and we owe it to them to continue to fight to deliver and defend accountable, inclusive democracies that truly serve our people. The solutions to these problems, to corruption, to a lack of faith in public institutions, and the threat of extremism, lie in more democracy, not less democracy. Every one of us has the power to make a difference. So we need to stand up against corruption. work together to promote peace, tolerance, opportunity, and inclusivity, and champion human rights for all.
The government of Ghana's official representative at the celebration, Minister for Communication and Digitalization, Mrs. Ursula Owusu-Ekufo, acknowledged the contribution of the United States government and its support in the areas of health, agriculture, and infrastructure development through initiatives like the Millennium Challenge Compact, the Africa Growth and Opportunities Act (AGOA), among others.
The Ghana-US relationship is a testament to the power of friendship, mutual respect, and shared aspirations. Together, we have achieved remarkable milestones and overcome challenges, forging a bond that is deeply rooted in history and holds promise for the future. It is my
into way and a Sambia, to force an air castle, James Didier, about some as a patinum, Nadia, or by no better some rapport the other day. I won't know me chair was a person who said, I'm Palapanadio, Momodono, a pansy, no, and a yes, so many for come, I'm really air brow, and then our Ganati was so me, Dean Edmund, shall see a